Change the music. I want to see if there's like no more gain ambience. No more gain.
When you're an Amex Gold Card member,
excuse me.
there's always something to savor.
Box to bounce. Welcome. Greetings, traveler. Welcome to the drawing stream, where we're trying to draw something. I'm trying to place this stuff in perspective, though. Greetings. I really dig your stream. Oh, thank you. I do appreciate for those kind words. Oops, that was totally off, darn. What's weird are the Bible studies. That's the strange part about the streams. Is man, some of the Bible studies get very, because like there's just so much in the Bible I really don't still fully understand, you know. So it's like you kind of get to see the struggle of my own mind with some of the topics. Right there, I guess. I'm trying to see if I could start doing this very fast, like quickly placing the proportions in the perspective grid. No, it's weird. I never really wanted to get into the perspective stuff because I'm actually really, really bad at perspective. But I think it's time to finally just try and learn it. It's weird. That doesn't make sense. I got something wrong. I think I'm like tripping out. That's why I gotta do the dotted lines, otherwise I like get confused. Okay, so that's the end of that box right there. Why is it so confusing? yet that it's a living word. So yeah, sometimes I come back to certain scripture and have a new understanding of it, or it is revealed to me by God, rather. Yeah, I was never into the only reason I'm getting into perspective is because generally, I mean, a lot of my characters, you know, like these ones. This one I didn't even use perspective, you know. But the thing is, when we get into like background elements, it gets a little more difficult, I think. I think if you do it right off the bat, it does kind of like save time in the end, which actually I'm not too sure, but something I've been trying to think about. But it's actually kind of funny. We actually did it when I actually hurt myself on my bike, and there was this time period where I just like studied perspective on stream, and it was crazy. Okay, so that's the end of this box right here. That's the end of that box. Okay, so that we need one over there. Oh, that's where I messed up. I put that one in the middle right there. That's where I messed that up. There we go. Okay, so that means this one is correct. Huh. Well, I guess this one wouldn't even be visible. Perspective is confusing though, holy moly. Wait, in art class, is that you in the bike? Oh, no, this? No, that's not me. I wish that was me. That's actually Luke Malone. He's a really gnarly, very, very gnarly BMX rider. Like a master BMX rider, BMX flatlander. Alrighty, well I have this box set in this perspective grid now. We're going to try to build things, and it's kind of weird. This is actually built on a perspective graph thing that we have created. But now what we're going to do is we're going to just keep scribbling. Let's kind of clean this up just a little bit more. We don't have to fully clean it up. And we're going to kind of try and go into our proportions. So I'm just trying to go in here. Let's just see where our proportions would maybe be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 7.5 maybe. Might work. The other thing is I'm gonna be honest, the other thing that's hard for me with the perspective is it always like kind of makes my drawings a little bit more like stiff, right? Because I start thinking, oh, it needs to go on the perspective thing, right? A little bit smaller. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that one's probably gonna work right there. So from here, we have this set in space. The only reason I'm doing the perspective now is just for background elements, or just to, if we wanted to add in another character. This is actually, once we get into, I actually kind of forgot, that's actually what started this perspective stuff actually at the moment. Is because once we get into multiple figures in space, it gets a little bit more challenging. Which mostly I just draw a single character. How long have I been drawing? I have been drawing for a very long time. Since I was a little kid. And I studied Bridgman. That was the figure drawing. I studied Glenn Villepeu and Bridgman. Those were the figure drawing artists I studied. And then I was on this site called conceptart.org. It's no longer there. There was a lot of drama that happened with money and stuff, but there's a lot of people from the entertainment industry, from like video game industry, concept art. It was really cool. Okay then, so let's see here. Now what we're gonna do is I'm hopefully gonna try and be a little bit more loosey-goosey now. So So let's just see if we can place this figure up in here. So start with our line of action. Let's place our three movable masses, which is our head, our torso, and our pelvis. Yeah, concept art. It was such a cool site, man. I really miss it. But I like concept art too in terms of like the art style. Okay, actually I need to bring these out, so we're gonna go like this, just so I remember these proportions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.5. Now, if you do go into an animation studio or something like that, they do have different proportion sheets. This is the one that I learned right off the bat, but if we were drawing like a hobbit, if we were drawing a dwarf, it's generally we take the head size and then it changes. It also changes for children, right? It's actually kind of interesting because babies actually have, really big heads, and then their body kind of grows, and adolescence and stuff like that. It's actually pretty interesting. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4 is generally at the end of the pelvis. I feel like it's just my drawing's way more stiff, so we're gonna try and loosen it up. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are called the three movable masses. Bridgman teaches it. It's like, so it's the head, the torso, and then the pelvis. The reason why he calls them the three immovable masses is because there's only a certain amount of range, because you can't just totally twist 360 because you have a spine right here, right? And then this line of action is supposed to be the spine of the figure. And then I know like a lot of animators are really good at finding the spine of moving creatures. And if you can kind of find that spine, and you can only imagine if we were to animate something, right? We have to have the understanding of how the spine is moving, how the spine is twisting, how the spine is rotating, stuff like that. I've never really gotten too deep into animation because it's just so challenging, but there are many elements in figure drawing that I learned from, which animators employ as well. So another one, now we work in our way with the landmark system. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.5 generally. And we can just kind of mess around with some legs or something up in here. I'm not sure how we're going to do this one. Maybe we'll... That's the end of the knee right there. It's going to be pushed back in space a little bit. I'll make a figure like that or something. We're listening to some crazy wow music. We're also going to try and draw a bike in here too. I know it sounds ridiculous, but we are going to try and put a BMX bike in here. I want to do kind of a different one. Instead of just putting it on the side, I'm going to try a different one, I think, maybe. So, see, it's actually very hard. So there's actually a reason why I just place, it is really weird. If you see a lot of my drawings, I just randomly just place the bike on the side. It's because it's very, very hard because you have to measure out like the arms and stuff like that to get it to hold the bike or something like that. Very, very challenging, actually. But we're going to try and see if we can do it. That's another reason why we have this perspective grid now, is because now we can kind of do that stuff a little bit easier now. Just a tad bit easier, not fully easy, but easier, but... And how we're going to do this bike is we're going to take this wheel right here and we're going to go back into our vanishing point right there, and we can kind of figure out some degree. Maybe. I mean, it doesn't have to be like that. It also could be... But I guess that's the main vanishing point. Could do multiple vanishing points, which we might do. Now this is going to be a hard one. I can already tell. Well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just fully go and just commit to this, I guess, figure right up in here. And what we're going to do is I'm just going to go in. So we're going to go in with this pencil now, which I've been a bit hesitant to maybe get back into using this pencil, just because it's very hard to erase. But the cool thing about this pencil is you can work in a layer system. Yeah. Because I've also been kind of wondering if I should just go in just straight pencil and just ink it right away. That might even be probably the way maybe I should be working now, but I don't know. Maybe I should be doing it that way. I mean, maybe we could do it with this one, maybe. Because I have been wanting to get into inking, and I guess when we're using this one, I guess we ink on top of it. You know, the green layer is still there. So maybe we will just ink it right away. Maybe I need to just start inking it right away. Do I work best? I don't really know. I don't know how long other people draw. I don't really know how what their set time is. Maybe I should start inking. I mean, the other thing is how I used to do it is I used to just do the green layer. I would like do something like this with the green layer, right? We would ink on top of this. I think that's what I am going to do. We're going to keep doing the green layer because I think the good thing about the green layer is that if I do mess up, we can ink on top of it, right? And I could still have the construction schematics. You take your sweet time. I will say I do work on a one sitting deadline. I do constrain myself to deadlines on just the drawing itself. So I am working on a one sitting deadline. I need to change this music now. This music is crazy. Where's my green pencil at? Here it is. Which I guess that's what we're going to do now. let's go into our line of action, which is the spine of the figure. We will be establishing our 3 movable masses, which is our head, our torso, and pelvis. Split that in half. I guess we will commit to this. So I will say the other thing about using this pencil is this is what I call like the commitment pencil, because basically I cannot get rid of this green layer. I mean, you can kind of fade it away, but it's basically permanently. And I guess I wouldn't say fully permanent. I mean, I guess if you want to really work into it, but you would also just mess up the paper. There is that. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to clean up, see how there's kind of like these rough lines up in here now, and see how that green layer is left there. That is what we're after. And the reason why it's kind of, the green pencil's a headache too, so that's the other thing. It's almost kind of like, it's like a double-edged sword of like, this green pencil has given me a lot of headaches, but also it has made me commit to a lot of things, and it has kind of like sped up my process, because instead of like me changing it, like, oh, I want to try this, I'm like, okay, well now I kind of have this set, right? And we're also going to do this with the bike right now as well, which is going to be actually kind of gnarly to do right off the bat. Now, I am kind of going into something I'm not very comfortable with right now, which is trying to have this chick holding the bike and stuff like that. It's definitely something I don't really do as much, so. This like this. Huh. It's weird to think how this frame would be. Okay, it's not that weird. Okay, it'd be like that. Looking good already? Thank you. How did I choose the color green? You know, that is an interesting one, right? Because I used to use blues, I used to use oranges. It is kind of weird. It's like the green one kind of was kind of inspired by the Psalms 23 verse. It sounds ridiculous, but there's this verse in Psalms 23. It says like, "You make me lie down in green pastures" or something like that. And I just like, for some reason, I just always like thought, I'm like, green, that's weird, you know? So I was like, I just kind of thought about it that way. Man, these bars are huge, oh well. I guess it's also kind of because I draw a lot of like greenery stuff, seeds and stuff like that. this is gonna be hard. So the other good thing about it's something it's kind of weird. Like I always like say I like do these little techniques, but sometimes I don't always do them right. Sometimes I like switch it up and stuff. So, but I do know in some of my drawings that I did employ this one where it'd be like, see how I did the arm and I kind of like left the arm. Well, there's a purpose for that because, you know, the arms, there's just so many variations of that, especially with this this bike right here. But we also have our proportion sheet right here, our proportion grid saved. Wow, Psalms 52:8. But I am like a green olive tree in the house of God. I trust in the mercy of God forever and ever. Amen. Wow. I have totally forgotten about that verse. You're the first person to bring that verse up. Wow, that's a very interesting one. Thank you for that. I've never even heard Pastor bring up that one. So see how there's like that green layer and I'm going in with this pencil again? Now you can kind of like go in and really just experiment and see if that's what you really want on this one. I was thinking you could have like maybe a fishing pole or something. Maybe we could put a fishing thing back here. Be kind of weird. But I think we're gonna go with this. And also, we were also doing kind of like this arcing technique from Andrew Loomis. So like, see how like he it's called the arcing technique. So see how like the end of the elbow is like right there. I actually think I might have made it a little bit too long right there. Oh well. Man, this trick's hard. I've been trying to learn this trick. Shout out to Thomas. This guy is the only guy that has a how-to on how to do this trick. I have only landed one in my entire life. If there's any BMX riders out there, if you guys know how to do this trick, please let me know some tips, because I have been stuck on this thing. Alrighty, let me change the music again. What should we listen to? Listen to this. Oh, that has rain ambience. We don't want rain ambience. Maybe it's this one. Okay, let's see if we can draw this character. So now we're actually, let's go in with the arms, since we are going to maybe commit to this. We are going to commit to this, so I cannot take this back. Commit to that one right this already. By the way, this is also, if you, I don't know if you knew the materials that we're using. I just use Crayola colored pencils. Shout outs to Crayola. This is the yellow-green pencil. We're using that. It's kind of funny because a lot of artists don't like these pencils because you can erase them, but that's actually why I use them. And then for this pencil, we've actually upgraded. We used to use one of the older, generally this used to be the pencil I used to use, but the lead breaks a lot because what's different about this one is that this one has break resistant lead. And this one actually has a spring mechanism in the middle, and so there's like pressure sensitivity, so it doesn't break the lead as much. Now these all, and then this is just computer paper. These 3 items we can get at Walmart. Any local Walmart you can get this. Even this light box that I'm drawing this under is a Crayola light box. Now the only one that you actually have to go to the art store to unfortunately get is this one. This is the Mono Zero mechanical eraser, which is a little eraser. Yeah, it's a Crayola pencil. It's kind of crazy, but it is a Crayola pencil. People always get tripped out. They're like, "What in the world?" Yeah, it is a Crayola pencil. Okay, so we're going to try and draw this character out now. We're going to start with our hardest areas first, which is the head, or I guess whatever part people think is. I'm going to try and get this portrait down now. And it's kind of weird. It's like, it was actually, what kind of got me into using that pencil was actually, man, I actually think this thing's probably breaking. Let me see if this is working. I guess it's still working. Maybe I need to like clip it right there, so it's not like actually clipped onto the actual screen of it. That's probably how I should be having it. Okay, we're gonna work on this portrait now. So let's see here. Where is my scrap piece of paper? You know what? I'm gonna actually have to start putting a scrap piece of paper right around here. Okay, let's do this. We're just gonna see if we can find a character up in here now. It's kind of like playing an RPG game. Oh no, she looks snarled. Let me change it. That's the other thing, is the scale that we're working in is a single line will definitely change a lot of the character personality and stuff. Oh, the video stopped. We're also trying to help promote the flatland industry, because what I was told, unfortunately, is the reason why flatland wasn't in the Olympics was because there wasn't enough female riders. So we're trying to figure out ways to promote the flatland industry somehow. I'm going to be honest, I always have trouble with mouths. They're always hard, especially at the scale. Now, pupils are always hard. I always have trouble with the pupils. And that's why this little eraser thing has really been helping me out. It's actually been speeding up my process. The other thing about this scale is like the slightest little thing changes a lot. It's kind of crazy. The slightest, most minute little thing will change so much. What is flatland? Flatland is a style of BMX riding. This guy is not flatland. This is like street riding. He's riding. But flatland's kind of where you ride just flat ground. Okay, we're kind of getting closer to what we're after. I feel like the eyebrows, if like you make one little notch, degree notch, they like look angry. Okay, so we're doing the Brad Rainey technique. The Brad Rainey technique is working on the hardest areas first. So we're going to be working on portrait, and then now we're going to be working on the hands. And I remember, like, he has this this segment where he starts talking about, like, what he felt. It's like if you get the hardest parts done first, it kind of like, it makes everything else feel a little bit easier. So you can kind of, and I guess it also, if you do work on the hardest areas first, it also helps you with your speed, because then you could be like, okay, well, we got the hardest areas done, and then you could just kind of just, you know. So I guess if there was like a time management thing, you should be spending, well, I guess this is what I'm thinking about now, like more time with the hard areas, and then less if you were on a deadline anyway. I guess that's if you were on a deadline. And I'm going to change gonna put this on shuffle. And I'm going to change the music. I guess this music's okay. This hand is going to be hard because I have to get it to fit on this bar. That is going to be challenging. We've entered into the challenging stage. How am I going to do this? First off, you should probably think how this bar is even working. Okay, so we have to somehow figure out how to get that hand fully placed. And this is actually why I don't draw bikes like this, is because it's very hard to do this now. But I think we might be able to figure it out through trial and error. You missed so much. It's all good, no worries. It is okay. The other thing is I always post the VOD, so you don't have to watch the entire thing. Wow, this is a hard hand right here. This is why, I will be honest everybody, this is actually why I do not draw bikes like this, because this is hard right How am I supposed to fit that hand right? Okay, let's break it down to simple shapes. Simple shapes. I think it's like it's almost there, but it's like not there. Definitely check them out. Yeah, you don't have to watch the stream. It's okay. But that's the other thing. There is no inclination for anybody to be even watching my streams because even if I get 0 viewers, I'll still be streaming here. For a long period, nobody even did watch these streams. That's kind of the crazy thing. I'm used to it. Man, I actually think, man, it's so weird. It's almost like this hand has just made it into, I'm going to make a brake lever now. It's just so funny, like how I was going actually for a different hand, but now it actually looks like a brake hand. Yep, we're going to keep that one, I think. Wow. And I know I don't even know if I'm going to keep that one, but man, that hand I think we're going to go with that one. And see, I tried like 10 variations of that, right? No, I am watching it happen last time when I was watching, so I had to leave. It's super frustrating. I don't know, should I keep this hand or should I just keep experimenting with ones? I'm not sure. I think we're going to keep that hand. It's still lagging? Maybe they're lagging my stream so people don't watch it. Oh my goodness, this hand is hard, bro. Like I'm gonna maybe just keep it. Honestly, I think it's spiritual because it happens quite often with this Bible study stream I watch too. Huh. Might be. We're gonna try and fix his hand up in here. Are you watching it on the computer or on your phone? I think most people that watch my stream, they're watching it on their phone. Now, see, you can tell. So the other thing is, I draw so many types of hands so often, like that, holding on to something, that I'm just like used to drawing a hand like that. I'm gonna keep going. Laptop. Are other streams normally laggy? I'm gonna put overalls on this chick. I've actually never drawn overalls before. It's a gaming one too? It might even be on my end too. I might be the one lagging. That's the other thing, right? It actually might be on my end. Yeah, network congestion. It's been good for a while now? Oh, sweet. Do-do-do, 1, 2. 1, 2. Oh, what Flatland was? Flatland is a style or discipline of BMX riding where you just ride flat ground. We're listening to just WoW music. It's kind of funny. It's kind of weird when I listen to game soundtracks. It kind of just like feels like you're just playing a game. That's kind of what this feels like. We're just playing a video game, but this is the video game of BMX Bible Adventures. BMX Bible Adventures, everybody, welcome. So now what I actually am going to do is we are going to commit to a lot of these lines, like we are going to commit to this. And now I cannot go back. It's okay. I commit to the leaf bag. We're going to commit to the overalls with the cross. Commit to this one. Why was yesterday's drawing so hard? Yesterday's drawing was like so hard. This is like so much easier compared to yesterday. Yesterday it was just like I was just struggling, man. Like, I'll commit to this hand. Drawing simulator? What is drawing simulator? Oh, the game. Okay, I get it. What does a fishing rod look like? Like a legit fishing rod. I need to like look at a fishing rod now. Where's my phone at? Where's my phone? Okay. What does like a legit fishing rod actually even look like? Fishing rod. Maybe I'll just do like a simple one, like the one that I kind of was just thinking of. Oh, it's weird that it's like in the middle. Okay, I actually got that wrong. Oh, I guess that's a fly rod. Okay, this is what we're looking for. We need schematics. Okay. We do use a little bit of reference for stuff. So this is supposed to be the handle. There's this thing that goes out like this. Oops, I just hit that thing. And then there's a spool thing. And then there's a rod reel thing that's out of that. No, I kind of just want to do like a simple one. I'm just going to do a simple one. We're not going to do a modern looking one. For some reason that one just looks weird. I'm just going to do one like this. Drawing schematics. That's what I call these ones in here. This is almost like a schematic. It's actually weird. This is actually going to go through her hair. Oh snap, that looks awesome. Thank you. Yeah, this character is actually going along pretty smoothly. But many characters are not like if you saw the drawing I did yesterday, which is weird because normally the knights aren't as hard, but I was struggling yesterday. Okay. Let us keep moving forward, travelers. Yeah, the helmet was brutal yesterday. Welcome, consumed by him. Glory be to God. Everybody go and follow Consumed by him. This guy is awesome. What you up to, Consumed? What you up to, bro? Trying to draw a fisher girl. Not a fisherman, a fisher girl. The bees! Milk and honey. Milk and honey. Milk and honey. Honey is sweet, but just don't eat too much of it. I'm like trying to think about all the verses that say like honey or something like that. I know there's a proverb that says honey is sweet for the soul, but too much of it is bad or something like that. I'm trying to, it's kind of funny. It's so funny. The one that the stream that you read yesterday, it was such a hard stream. I was struggling yesterday, man. I think it was just because I was tired as well, but I'm gonna put Vans on this chick. What do Vans look like? How are you guys doing? How was your stream? Were you streaming, Consume? I guess I could have it down here now I think about it. All glory goes to the Lord. Honestly, I feel like the Lord's the one that really brought me into the artists that I learned a lot of this stuff from. Like we actually we employed the Brad Rigney technique, which that guy's a believer. I do some of the stuff from James Brown, not the musician, but there's this artist. His name's James Brown. He's a believer as well, and I've learned many techniques from him. I've never drawn like normal, well, I guess I have drawn normal shoes, but like, I feel like I haven't done it in like a normal character like this. It's really weird, actually. I'm so glad that he blesses you, brought us together, and somehow I am honored to be able to raid and bring you all over with me. I can't hear nor see anything on stream, but chat is working. Huh. Hopefully my stream's working. Let me open up my stream. Let's see if it's working for me. I don't know if it is or if it isn't. Seems like it's working. Like people have been having trouble with my stream, huh? But it's okay. I do upload the VODs, everybody, so if you cannot tune in, they will be uploaded as well. We gotta put a Bible somewhere too. I guess we could put a Bible right there. See, something. It's weird because my stream works on my phone, right? Seems like it's working. Put a Bible right there. It doesn't look like me. Wow, this drawing has actually worked out, everybody. The one yesterday was brutal. Oh my goodness. I feel bad for anybody that literally watched the stream yesterday. Like, I'm sorry, everybody that watched the stream yesterday. I was like struggling. We were struggling yesterday. Man, this bike is gonna be hard. I can already tell. It's just gonna be very hard. Stretch. I will stretch. I do need a stretch. Oh, I just popped my back. I guess I should finish out the fishing rod. Wait, do the little hole? I think the little holes get the bottom, right? There's gonna be a fish right there. Let's try and draw this bike, I guess. Man, the bike's gonna be hard. Let's see here. This is gonna be hard. This is why I don't do the bikes with the characters. I pray that you all have a wonderful night. I am headed to bed. Sweet sleep. God bless you all. Have a good one, Consume. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it, man. May we continue to hopefully edify and encourage one another, right? Let us exhort one another daily. How am I going to draw this? I'm confused. Okay, let's clean this up because I forgot that I have all these scratch layers up in here. Let's clean it up first. It's kind of weird. I generally start with the stem for some reason. And then we're going to draw these bars. Or this crossbar is a little tall. I need to lower it. It's cool, like, drawing bikes because, like, I feel like I could never become pro, but, like, when you draw bikes, you're just like, huh, what kind of geometry do you want? You know, it's like, that's what it feels like. Because, like, it would be so cool if you were pro. Dude, that's probably why I'm probably never going to be pro, because I'd honestly be like, bro, I want to try this geometry, this geometry, this geometry. I wish there was, like, some class where you could just, like, prototype parts. That's where I would like to be in, like prototype tester. That would be cool. Yoo-wee. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I will try and answer them. She's gonna have a gyro and everything. It's gonna be crazy. How did I get into bikes? It was actually my dad. It was kind of weird. He actually, well, I guess not weird, but he kind of just got me a bike, and then like my parents would just drop me off at the skate park. It's actually kind of weird to actually think about it. When I get older, I'm like, man, they probably just dropped me off at the skate park because they didn't know what to do with me. They're like, how do we need some alone time. We just drop me off at the skate park, and I'd be basically at the skate park all day. She's gonna have front brakes as well. These bars are a little off, I think. It's okay. But yeah, the bikes are really fun to draw. It's just kind of cool because like you can kind of like make your own geometry. Like this is a front load stem. This looks like it's probably, I would have to say maybe 40 millimeter stem. We got gyro, front and back brakes. This looks like probably like 8.5 bars right here. And we're gonna try and give God the glory. Because honestly, if it wasn't for the artist that I learned from, the other thing is like this is actually some lore that people don't really realize. The thing is that back in the history of illustration, there was a big segment of the population that was illiterate. So it was actually Christians that would fund the arts because they wanted to go into the Great Commission, right? And just the whole ironic thing is a lot of these techniques that I'm actually employing even with this drawing, say from Bridgman, figure drawing from Bridgman, some of the techniques that we're using, these are stemmed from even the figure drawing that was how people figure draw it in the past. Now the thing is that this figure drawing, we are employing modern things, you know, like we have like the bike and like the van shoes and this stuff, but if we trace it back, a lot of the deep lore of this was actually invented by believers funding the research into the arts. Not all of it, though. I will say not all of it, but a lot of the techniques that we actually are doing. There's some correlation. But it's cool because like when you learn it, these techniques, you can basically just draw anything. It's kind of crazy. I kind of want to draw some pegs, but I think she's going to be like pegless. It's going to be kind of funny. Like pegless front and back brakes. You don't really see that too often. Yeah, it's actually really, really crazy. There's some like interesting old Christian documentaries talking about like a big chunk of the population was illiterate, and so it's kind of crazy because like how would you teach the gospel to people that didn't understand language, right? And this is kind of the weird thing about like drawing's kind of, or I guess like illustration and stuff, it's kind of like a universal language, right? Like you can maybe show some drawings to like somebody of any different language and maybe they would understand what it was. And where is my... let's keep going. Where are we at? Oh yeah, we're on this bike right here. With pegless bike. It's gonna be a weird pegless bike. She has her mount. I feel like I have to go through the cringy drawings to get to the good drawings. I kind of like having the... I don't like it during the time when I'm in it, but like the hard drawings, I'm like, man, it really makes the easier drawings and the drawings that actually kind of tend to work out just feel really, really good. Because like now, this one just feels really fun. I'm like, dude, it was so hard yesterday. Oh wait, I'm supposed to draw a flatland bike. I'm gonna actually put pegs on it. I forgot that's why I'm actually even drawing this bike with this chick. Because we need to somehow promote the flatland industry. Could you possibly type? Oh yeah, for sure. For sure, let me put it in there. So the figure drawing artist that I learned from, the main one was this guy, George Bridge. I think it's Bridge Man, I think like that. I might have, if you type that in on Google, you'll find it. Glenville, who, that guy, Brad Rigney. There's many others as well. Also this guy right here, James Brownie. There's many, many others. Those are just a few that I'm mentioning. Okay, let's continue on to this bike build. Which I actually forgot we have brakes on this one. I guess we do it later. I actually kind of want to go into BMX Streets. Let's see if anybody's in BMX Streets. BMX. Oh, there's 4 viewers in here. We're going into this one. Let me change the music, by the way. We've listened to this for so long now. Am I cool enough to be a part of the BMX scene, man? I'm just kidding. Let's see here. What should we listen to? Let's just listen to this again. Actually, I want to listen to, let's see here. Basically gonna full send it for the Lord. Give God the glory in everything. All our first fruits are going to go to the Lord. Trying to, anyway. I don't even know if I'm doing it right, but something like that. Something about first fruits or something like that. Oh my goodness, that thing got... See, the perspective really actually did help. I'm actually glad I put the perspective in now, because we're going to put some giant crosses in the back. Oh, first fruits? We're going to try and give our first fruits to the Lord. Something like that, right? Because also it kind of makes me think of, like, what are we producing, right? I honestly think if we think about that, what are we producing? Let's draw a fish right here. Maybe I should, I guess maybe I don't have to put a fish. I guess we could just put a fishing hook. That is the other thing. I guess we should do, like, maybe the fishing hook. I think maybe if I do the fish, it'll kind of, like, look kind of maybe how we should have it. This drawing is hilarious. So I think I'm gonna put a fishing boat in the back, maybe. See, this is the cool thing when we placed it in the perspective now, is because now, like, we can add so many interesting things in the background. I'll be right back. I'm gonna use the restroom. Stream's lagging again, huh? That's weird. Why is it lagging on me? There's silence in my stream. I wonder if it's just laggy for everybody. Maybe it's because I'm downloading this playlist. Let me see here. Maybe I should listen to something else. That actually might be the reason why. Because I am downloading some music for this playlist that we're listening to right now. So maybe I shouldn't listen to that long one. It was like a long playlist. A long video. It's back now. Rad. What can we add right here? I was thinking maybe a fishing boat. We could put a hut back there. We could put a hut back there, maybe. Follow me and I'll make you fishers of men. That's the verse that I'm thinking about. Maybe I could put a carriage or something. Like, that'd be kind of cool. Fishing boat? Yeah, maybe a fishing boat, huh? I was also thinking maybe putting a little carriage, like with plants growing, but I guess it would be very complex right there. Or I could just leave it simple like this. Guess we could just put a floating Bible in here, which we probably will do. What should we put? We could just put a cross. Put a cross, we get a hut. Huh, I guess maybe we could do that. Maybe it's not that hard to put a cross. I guess the cross is cool because like you can kind of just like really just experiment with the proportions and stuff. Oops. Man, crosses are kind of fun to draw. They're like, and maybe that's why I feel like that's the only reason, I mean, not the only reason, but I feel like that is definitely a big reason for me to do the perspective grid, is because then you could just add a cross in here. I think it needs to be a little thicker, huh? That cross. And we will see actually a little bit of that underneath it. It's actually very interesting, but we would actually see that a little bit. Glory be to God. Let us remember what the Lord did on the cross for us. What did he say on the cross? He said, "Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do." I wish, honestly, every single game could just put a cross in their stuff. I think it's a little bit too long right there. Let me push it back a little bit. What if I put a little rabbit just looking up? That'd be kind of funny, huh? Not like that. Let's put like the Word of God just growing. Yeah. I was gonna put a little. I was like, no, we're not gonna do it. I was gonna put a little rabbit like looking up at the cross, like, what is that? Like, we actually might put maybe something like that in there. Do it? Maybe. I just erased it. It's faintly in there though. We are gonna try the Bible though. Let's try the Bible. Let's see if I could like somehow make it look like that's like the rod. Like it's like pointing to it. Wow, that's really weird. All right, let's try to draw this Bible. The space provided. Kind of funny, I did do a graffiti piece a while back on a past stream, and we actually did a very similar concept with this one. I guess I'll take it off of BMX Streets. We're not really drawing a BMX bike anymore. We're going back to artwork. Yeah, let me make this video a bit bigger. Grow to work. us grow a word, everybody. I think I'm just going to commit to the cross. I think we're committing to both of these things. I mean, I could put so much stuff in the background. I just don't know what else to put. Let's commit to the cross. We'll just go for it. We'll send it. No going back now. We gotta send it. Actually, I need to make this a little bit. So, there we go. Commitment pencil. Commitment pencil. Wondering what I mean, that's the other thing, is I can make this pretty controversial. Because we could just put a... What if I put a gun right here? Nah, I probably shouldn't do that. Yeah, that's too controversial. Let's just make this lighthearted. None of the other controversial stuff. We're just gonna leave it. We're just gonna try and make this lighthearted. Just bike, chick, fishers of men, growing the word of God. Maybe just like some small animals or something. Maybe we could do a bunch of squirrels. Like planting the seeds. Nah, maybe not. Okay, we're gonna erase the pencil marks that we've made. Cross right here. We're gonna go back over them. Let's actually commit to this Bible right here. Commit into it. Or maybe think of the gun. I guess the past illustration that I did last week, I put like a gun and like the amount of death that has happened. We ain't doing it that way today. We're gonna just keep it lighthearted and just let's keep it on the focus of just planning God's word. Just kind of thinking about being a peacemaker and stuff. We do have a squirrel tail though. Sometimes I use the squirrel tail for light dusting off. I'm wondering what else I could add in here. we could add in anything, honestly, but I don't know. Let's just finish off the cross. This is a real squirrel tail. Unfortunately, it's actually from one of the squirrels that lived in my backyard. It died. Someone ran it over and I harvested its tail. I knew someone was going to throw it away. So I looked up some videos on how to preserve it. It sounds probably crazy, but it actually does make a really good eraser thing. I do have some squirrels that live in the backyard. They're ground, or some people call them rock squirrels. Rock squirrels, ground squirrels. I wonder if I should put the line in there. I don't know if I'm going to put the line. I guess, yeah, maybe we should, huh? Man, I could just put a skeleton right here. That'd be kind of crazy. But that'd be weird. But I could. That actually could happen. I have a local squirrel too. It messed up underneath my mom's car. What the? Did it hoard a bunch of seeds underneath it? Funny. Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe what I could do, I also could just do little plants growing. Maybe that's what we'll do. Oh, I guess that's what we could do. Let's see what it looks like. They tried to. Wanted to set up shop. That's funny. Yeah, they do hoard a bunch of little seeds for the wintertime, huh? I'm not sure if this is a good idea. I might not do it like this, but I was kind of maybe thinking about it. Let's see, what would it look like if we just like put little plants growing? See, that's actually why I do like doing the perspective now, is because, like, we can do stuff like this. Which I might just, like, add a couple of these, like, little plants growing or something. Maybe, I don't know, maybe not. I kind of don't really like that now. Let's clean some of this up now. Because I also have to... I need to learn how to, like, speed up the backgrounds. Because, I mean, many times I don't even put a background in a lot of these drawings. So, like... What are we gonna do up in here? I guess maybe what I could do is maybe we could, like, just put some plants just growing up in here, maybe. Oh wait, there's also the eyeball. Maybe I should put a giant eyeball up in here. Because I know there's something that says, we did a Bible study today on... Nah, maybe I'm not going to do that. You'll get tripped out. What do I put up in here? You just put plants. But also what we could do is we could do the plants in this perspective grid, maybe. A little bit. Something like that. Let's see what it looks like. Might go with it, but maybe not. The Bible study was about Psalms 32:8. I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my eye upon you. Very interesting psalm. You could type it in there too if you want to see it. It's been a very comforting psalm, especially when I get very confused. There's many times I get confused. Man, I shouldn't have put these perspective lines. Now I don't know what. I'm just gonna take too much time to do all this stuff in the background. I mean, I guess maybe we could put some trees in the background. And background elements are hard for me. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, that verse. Guess you know what, I do have some, let's see here. We could put some scrolls up in here, or maybe bunnies, rabbits. Yeah, I'm gonna have maybe I will put some rabbits right here. Kind of like looking up. Or one rabbit, maybe. Let's see here. That's a big rabbit right there. I don't know if I should put that thing in there. How are we to do this? I am not sure, everybody. Actually, I don't know if I am going to put that. This is kind of cheesy, but... let's just clean it up for now. What time is it? Okay, enough. Man, I'm actually making some pretty good time today. Surprisingly, we're making some good time. just keep it simple, like right there. I mean, I guess maybe we could put a little rabbit or something there. Maybe a squirrel. Maybe a squirrel would be more fitting. Because squirrels plant seeds. I think, what could we have right here? I mean, I almost... I mean, I guess one thing I would kind of maybe like to think about... I mean, I know I sound absurd, but I kind of want to put like a gun right here with a skull. I think I might do that, actually. Let's just give it a go. It's not like it's permanent. It's not like I've used the green pencil, but because I mean, that would actually be kind of interesting. I mean, imagine if every gun that was ever fired that they read God's word. That'd be kind of crazy, huh? I'll be right back. I'm gonna use the restroom. Okay, this is gonna be brutal, everybody. I wasn't thinking about doing this, but now... It's not like I have to commit to it. We are using the pencil layer. Okay, so we are going to be drawing this. I apologize if I'm offending anybody. Honestly, it shouldn't be offensive, but... I mean, it sounds crazy. There was even a shooting today. I mean, if anything, like... I mean, I guess maybe I should put it in there, right? Because, I mean, how crazy would it be if you had a little say on stopping a a mass shooting, man. Like, that'd be crazy, man. Like, how crazy would I mean, really think about that. Imagine if you had a role to play on stopping a crazy murder to happen. Like, I think anybody would want that, right? I know I would want that, so... Ride a bike, bro. What do you got? This is actually gonna be interesting. It's gonna be like, bro. It's like, you know, because her hand's kind of like almost in this trigger position. And it's like, bro, you're gonna just ride a bike, bro. You guys need a freaking gun up in here, man. Just ride a bike, bro. Come on now. Jesus said unto her, I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet he shall live. Interesting verse. It was a very interesting verse. We're going to draw like an AK-47, by the way. Because I feel like that's just a very iconic look. Because I do feel like if I drew an AR-15, that would definitely, like, kind of, I think that's already even more controversial, but I feel like the AK-47 is definitely just, like, kind of like, people know the look of it, so. These things actually are hard to draw. Man, these things are hard to draw. Man, this thing's actually brutal to draw. Man, this is like gnarly. I guess I could draw a different variation of it too. Just what came to mind when you mentioned the skull underneath the cross, yeah. Because I'm going to put a skull right here. It's like she like kind of came up in here and just... Man, guns are scary. I'm going to be honest, the guns are pretty brutal. Guns are brutal. Holy moly. Maybe not. I don't know if I actually am going to do this. That would just be insane. You'd be like, what in the world? I don't know if I am going to do that. This is like, this is not for this chick. I am not putting this up in here. Holy moly. This character is just too gnarly to just have this, but I mean, I was kind of thinking like the opposite of this, you know? It's like, yeah, we ain't doing this. But I could. That's the thing, is we actually could do it. You know, we can even put a scope on here. I mean, we can just go all out. I guess if people see the VOD of this, I mean, it's like, what would you guys do, right? Huh. Man, that's really brutal, actually. I'm not gonna do it. I think I'm gonna get in trouble if I do something like that. I feel like... Yeah, we ain't doing that. I guess if people watch the VOD, you can see that this was actually gonna be good. We ain't doing that. It's just too controversial. Too controversial. We're not doing that. Good thing I did not commit to it. See, that's why I didn't do the green pencil on it. And that's where the green pencil can be very gnarly, because if I committed to it, I'd have to go with it. Maybe what we'll just do a simple, just happy squirrel, everybody. We'll just do a happy squirrel, everybody. Holy moly, I was about to put a gun right there. That's insane. That's insanity. I mean, honestly, I probably should have, because it is a question to be thought of, honestly. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I really do think that is probably pretty important to talk about, right? But I just feel like I'm not the one to do it, alright? For this one, anyway. Do I like motorcycles? I've actually never ridden... Oh, no, I actually have ridden a dirt bike. I have ridden a dirt bike one time. Yeah, this cool looks weird. I don't even know if I'm going to put anything in there, honestly. I feel like nothing's really working. I've tried so many things. Maybe what I could put is a bunch of TVs. I think maybe I might even not even put anything. I might just erase all this stuff and just keep it clean. I'm glad I brought the message. I mean, the reason why, is the recent Bible studies. There was even a shooting today. It's kind of crazy. See how, like, I can tell I'm very, like, I don't know what I'm doing, right? And that's why I'm not using that green pencil. Like, right here, it's like, I'm like, okay, we're committed to it, right? But as you can tell right now, I'm in just, like, I don't know what I'm doing mode. I mean, I guess maybe what I could do is just put a skull. like put a skull with like an arrow in it or something to kind of like maybe get people to think, but I don't know. It'd be kind of creepy. Maybe we'll just keep it clean like this. Let me think. Let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to let the Lord lead. It's weird, right? I feel like the backgrounds are hard for me. It's like there's just an infinity amount of things you could put in the background that I'm not sure. Might even just put the Bible verse and call it a day, because I have no idea what I'm doing anymore. I'm trying to think, like, how could I be promoting something that's... How could I be doing something? I could put so many things. Or I could just leave it like that, which I probably am just going to leave it like that. I could just try and ink it out right now. That is something I could do. Just ink it out right now. Just do this part. Yeah. I'm actually really glad I didn't do the gun. No gun. But that's the crazy thing, is when we get into perspective, you can basically think about it that it's like, what do you want to put in there? You know, it's like... I almost feel like the set of options I have now is almost like limiting me. It's like making me like, oh, I want to try this or this or this or this. I'd probably just clean everything up. That's probably what I should be doing, just cleaning everything up. Cleaning what we have already done up. And we're listening to some crazy music. Now the problem with inking them out too, by the way, is I feel like once I get started inking, I have to just ink the entire thing out. Otherwise I just don't finish it. Could maybe put a bracelet. Maybe I'll do that. Very little cross right there. Very little cross bracelet. I might just call it a day now. I guess let's put the Bible verse in here. Matthew 4:19. Maybe we'll put a Bible verse right here. Man, this round got hard now. It's weird. Like it was kind of easy, but then it got hard. I might just write it. I don't know if I will write the entire verse down here. Matthew 4:19, and he said to them, "Follow me, and I'll make you fishers of men." Let's see what it will look like. I could do it like in the perspective grid of like how to write it out. I gotta change the music. You've been listening to this too long. Matthew 4:19. I think you forgot a T. Matthew 4:19. Well, I keep thinking about what else we could put in here. Rocks. Good hay. We could put a barrel of Apollo water. No, leave it like this. Yeah, I guess we'll leave it like this one because I'm running out of time. I just keep thinking about what else to add on here. I don't know. Do you string foxtrots? Am I following you? You want me to give you a follow, bro? I'll give you a follow right now. Holy, oh man, I got you back, brother. I'm wondering where I could add the verse. I think we might just add it right in here. I don't know if I'm going to write the entire verse. Maybe we could write the entire verse. Let's see. Let's experiment. You don't? And where they gave you a following. I think we might have enough room to write that verse in here. And also fit in there to where I can kind of Maybe I should make it a little bit more. So I'm gonna crop this. Like that. Yep, let's commit to it. I'm just gonna straight up commit to this thing now because I'm running out of time, so we gotta just like commit now. Oops. So now we're in commitment stage. I gotta go with it. I wonder if you guys are like that too. I feel like almost when you have too many options, it kind of almost like paralyzes me because I'm just like I don't commit to anything, right? And I'm just like, oh, I want to try this. It's almost like you have ADD in the mind, but I'm gonna write the ESV version. I'm gonna type the ESV version up in here. Matthew 4:19. Matthew 4:19 ESV. And he said to them, "Follow me, and I'll make you fishers of men." He said to them, comma, follow me, and I'll make you fishers of men. Make fishers of men. I don't know if I should write at the top or the bottom. Probably right at the top. Man, I had so many things up in here. There's a rabbit, there's a gun, there's a skull, there's a squirrel, all back into just doing it by word. That's hilarious, huh? Oh my goodness. I went back to square one, everybody. Let's clean this stuff up in here. I do want to ink it out though, man. I guess now what we can do is we can just put more crosses in here. Or I guess I could put some maybe like words. Little words. I'm just like doing little detail stuff. Another cross in here. How many crosses we got in this one? We got 1 cross necklace, cross overalls, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, 6. I don't like the number 6. We're gonna put one more. I guess we'll put one more cross right here then, just to round it out to 7, because I don't like the number 6. Yeah. All right, we have 7 crosses in here. Play the game, you know. Do you like to draw too? Hopefully you learned something. I will say, just be if you do this technique, just be careful with this green pencil, because that thing can get. It's either this green pencil is gonna be very frustrating, which is like yesterday was very frustrating for me because I'm like, oh my goodness, I gotta just go with it now, or it can speed your process up. I basically just call it the commitment pencil. Like you just gotta commit to, you know, what you're going with. It's almost kind of like having like if this was like digital, it would be like one layer. Like imagine if you had a layer you could never erase. It's kind of what it feels like. Well, I forgot the brakes right there. There's a whole bunch of stuff I forgot in terms of the bike. I learned a lot. A lot of it's just trial and error too. You know, trying things out. The other thing is I kind of have just started going back to doing the perspective stuff, so I would actually be pretty hesitant to see how I'm doing the perspective because I'm not like a master at perspective. I just kind of started getting back into it, so because a lot of my drawings I actually just kind of just guess the perspective. Let's just put our signature and call it a day. It was fun though. Got a little paralyzed on this one though. This one was fun. So now what we're gonna put this on the wood thing, call it a day. And hopefully we can become fishers of men for the Lord. Man, the drawing yesterday was just brutal. Holy moly. You're impressed? There's a lot of them that were very cringy though. Like yesterday's drawing. Yesterday's drawing was just straight super cringy for me, but sometimes we got to get to the cringy drawings. We got to go through the cringy drawings to get the good ones right. And oh yeah, another thing is I use this wooden thing. So I've cut this wooden board out, this like thin wooden board like that. I cut it out specifically for this this paper, and then I use clips, and then I clip the ends of it so I can get a bit an even picture of it. So I'm going to turn off all the doodads now of the stream. Let's go over here. Let's go that one. Turn off the chat, the text, the BMX video, the image slideshow. And let me put on a different song up in here. Let's listen to this one. This, I feel like this drawing is very simple compared to the ones that I normally do, but okay. Here's some close-ups of it, by the way. Little cross necklace. Got the fish hook, halo. Got the little cross right there. We got the super little cross bracelet. And we got a little cross right there and cross right there. We got Van shoes. I will say this is the first time that I guess there's anything. First character I've ever done with Van shoes, I think. She's got peace socks on. Peace socks. It's like even now I just want to keep nitpicking it, right? Sometimes I gotta be like, okay, it's done. We just gotta go with it, right? We got like the Bible, kind of inspired by like Luke 8:11. The seed is the word of God, like growing the seed. And then this is the verse we got in there, Matthew 4:19. And he said to them, "Follow me, and I'll make you fishers of men." Now I will be honest. Every sermon that I've listened to, basically every sermon, there probably are a lot that don't say it, but basically if you hear a lot of, if you type this in on YouTube, if you type in Matthew 4:19 sermon, I've heard a lot of pastors say that when we follow the Lord Jesus Christ, like, earnestly follow him, he's gonna teach us. He's gonna instruct us and teach us how to become fishers of men for his kingdom. Which some pastors go into like the Great Commission, and how we're to go into the Great Commission and give God glory and make disciples of all nations, hopefully. You have those? That's funny, dude. That is funny. And this is how I get the thumbnails, by the way. So I take I do the close-ups like this, and then this is why I have it set like this on this wooden board, and then I can get the thumbnail just like this for the stream. And I go like this. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that is how we get this the thumbnail for the stream. And then what I do is I do a highlight of the stream, and then I go at the end of the highlight and I take a screenshot on my computer, and then I go into Paint 3D on Microsoft, and then I just put in the Bible study, BMX and draw, and then I take another screenshot of a BMX clip of the day. But this concludes this drawing, everybody, or anybody that's watching this. I don't know how many people are. I hope you guys learned something. This was a fun drawing. It wasn't as stressful. The end was stressful because I was like, there's so many things I could have done, but I ran out of time. But I'm out of here, Foxtrots. Thank you for tuning in, man. I appreciate it. Glory be to God. And I'm out of here, everybody. Peace out, dude. Look up sermons on Matthew 4:19. I think this is I'm going to look up more sermons as well. This is a very, very interesting verse. Hopefully we can learn how to become better fishers for the Lord. Peace out, guys. Farewell, everybody.